It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise.
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. It is Friday, March 15th, and I am wishing you a happy Friday. I'm your host, Davriel Gardner. I'm flying solo today. Mark is still recuperating, but we pray for him that he will be back with us soon. But we are going to have a great time nonetheless. I want to pat myself on the back that I made it here this morning because I spent my evening at one of the first tasting events for the Nassau Paradise Island Wine and Food Festival, which we actually talked about on the show on Monday past, which has gone off to an incredible start. There are celebrity chefs from all over the world. So many local vendors were out there last night. So I just want to say kudos to them on a job well done. You can still check it out. They have several more events this week if you visit their website to find out. We are looking forward to support for the Children's Emergency Hostel. They need your help with general, perishable, and non-perishable and monetary donations. Your assistance is greatly appreciated. We've got a great show in store for you today. We'll be discussing Social Workers Month in our Bridging the Gap segment. Dr. Frederick Smith is here to talk about World Kidney Day, and we'll be talking with the Carifta Aquatics team, the winning Carifta Aquatics team, and we have the second part of our visit to Aquinas College to learn about their latest initiative. TCL invites you to attend the 12th annual Eleuthera and Harbor Island Business Outlook on Thursday, April 18th and Friday, April 19th. Check out our website, tclevents.com, for more information or to register for the conference. Now, let's check on weather with Godfrey Burnside.
This is Weather at Sunrise.
Thank you, Davriel. Good morning, Bahamas. And your first look at weather sunrise. A lovely weekend in store weather-wise. High pressure will be the dominant of the feature across the islands. A little breezy over the central southeastern islands, but for the most part, a warm and stable air mass will be across the islands. So today, lots of sunshine, warm, a little breezy over the central southeastern islands, I said. Slight chance of one little passing showers, particularly in southeastern islands. Your high temperature 83 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, we're looking at a few patchy clouds around the mild side. The low going into 70 degrees Fahrenheit. And some regional highs and lows across the Caribbean. Barbados 88 and 78. In Jamaica 89 and 77. In Trinidad 92 and 77. On the Texas Islands 85 and 70. Across North America, Atlanta 71 and 61. In Boston 49 42. In Miami 82 and 73. Dallas, Texas 66 and 52. And Toronto, Canada 47 and 36. As we go to the weekend, that high pressure continues to move towards the east and bring those more warmer temperatures, southerly winds. Those temperatures daytime will be in the mid-upper 80s at daytime, at nighttime in the lower 70s. We do expect a cool front to move here sometime late Monday night and Tuesday morning. A couple of showers associated with it and a slight cool down for next week. That puts wrap me first look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Davriel.
Thanks, Godfrey. March is Social Workers Month. a time to show support and appreciation to social workers. Here to tell us more about this month are Andrea Newbold, Chief Welfare Officer at the Department of Social Services, Knastacia Cooper, President of the Bahamas Social Workers Association, and Margueritte Beckford, Vice President of the Bahamas Social Workers Association. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
And welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. So what is the theme for Social Workers Month?
The theme for Social Workers Month is empowering social workers, inspiring action and leading change. And that's the National Association theme, and we also use that theme.
And how do you embody that theme, or social workers throughout the Bahamas, how do you embody that theme every day?
Well, this is how we should embody it every day. I must say, social workers, we give a lot. And so we're now trying to say self-care so we can do our jobs more efficiently. We try our best every day, and God knows that we don't have the manpower to do it and the resources, but for some reason, social workers make it happen. I don't know how we do that. I believe because God helps us a lot, because He knows our job is very important and that we need to help our Bahamian people to move to empowering. We try to empower them so they can be better persons, so they could contribute to our country and we have a better Bahamas.
So you mentioned that you go, or everyone generally goes above and beyond the call of duty. But for those who are watching and may not be familiar, what is the role of a social worker?
The role of a social worker is to, when we go, we deal with communities, we deal with individuals, and we assess. We empower clients so we can just catch their own fish. Because when you have persons come to you, you want them to be able to, whatever their situation is, you want them to be able to go back in the community and be able to get over that situation. And so they could be a better person and they could help other persons. So we are change agents, and we help people live a better life. I could say, put it like that.
What are some of the responsibilities of the Department of Social Services as it relates to the public?
Oh, our responsibilities are vast, because we talk about from the cradle to the grave. So we have units dealing with child protection. We have units dealing with we have child protection. We have disaster. I'm actually in disaster, making sure we're prepared for storms. Parenting, to teach parents how to be better parents. We have, like I said, from the cradle to the grave, and we deal with every facet of life in the Department of Social Services. We have health social services, psych social services, and a lot of people doesn't know that. They think we only, and I hear it over and repeatedly, that we only there to give out coupons. We are credentialed persons trained to make an effect, a positive effect in persons' lives.
So I'm going to work in Ms. Cooper and Ms. Beckford into the conversation. Make sure they don't get left out. Ladies, I'll ask you both. What do you think are some of the biggest challenges facing social workers today?
The biggest challenges right now is resources. We lack a lot of resources, but we try our best to make whatever we have work, as well as the lack of vision. We have a lot of young persons who come into social work, and they are prepared to put in programs and do that, but not everybody hears them out. And so now we're working with them to say, come, we need your ideas, and let's see how we can make it work with the lack of resources that we do have. So definitely that's our biggest challenges for me.
Beckford?
One of the major things that we're trying to do, especially this month, is to advocate, and that's exactly what the theme represents. It talks about inspiring social workers and initiating change. And so a lot of persons, like I said, because there is a misunderstanding or there's a misrepresentation for what it is that social workers do, one of the challenges we have is young people coming into this profession because number one, nobody knows exactly what it is that we do. And so that's one of the things that we're doing this month is just letting them know how vast this profession is and the fact that it is just so diverse. There's so many ways that you can actually go once you enter this profession. So with young people, that's why we're going to the schools to let them know that a social worker, one of the best jobs that I've had so far as a social worker is working in placement. And so we do adoptions. And so when you come into this field, you are able to work with babies and be able to place them into different families. Like she said, disaster management. As part of placement, I've traveled several places just to go place children. We work with the Supreme Court, so if you like that arena where you get to make different decisions for children, where you help families come together. So it's just vast. If you like psychology, social workers have a part of their degree, they have a 4-year psychology, so that you do groups and you do therapy as well. We have marriage counseling, and so we do marriage counseling for the court. So there is just so many things that a social worker does that the public really doesn't understand. So one of the main focus this year for March is to advocate and educate.
Speaking of Social Workers Month, of course, we're celebrating. What are some of the things that you have planned?
Well, some of the things we had planned was to just basically boost morale among us. And so we had more things where we do meet and greets, as well as we're planning a podcast for persons to tune in on our Facebook page, Bahamas Social Workers Association. You could tune in and just hear social workers talk about their job, the challenges they have, and the solutions they have, so that you could get a bird's eye view, because a lot of persons assume, like the lady said, who we are and what we do, but no, we come in to tell you who we are and what we do. So, and then just things that where we could come together and uplift ourselves, and self-care. That's what we're really focusing on this month.
When you say self-care, that sticks out to me. Both of my parents actually have degrees in social work, and it's really special to them. My mother used to do it when she was younger, and she said it was extremely both rewarding, because she remembers a lot of the people she worked with, but it was also very taxing. Talk about the importance of this celebration and this time of refreshing for the people who give so much.
Particularly me, not right now I am in domestic violence. That in and of itself. And I mean, I can smile about it because even though it's very taxing, you have to make sure that you have an outlet. You have to make sure that you are healthy. You just hear so much. You hear so much about what your fellow man is going through. And when you sit down with a person, you see this person, you see her family, you see where she came from, you see her childhood, you see where she's going, you see her family. And so you don't, because of what we do, you don't get the opportunity to go home and just turn your mind off from what you saw. You find yourself laying down in bed. You find yourself taking that on, and you find that just on and on in your. You could pass someplace and you're triggered to, this is what happened to this client and what's not. So there's a lot of psychological damage as a part of this job. So you need to make sure that you have whatever is going on for you spiritually. You need to make sure that your social life is intact. You need to make sure that your health is intact. You just have to make sure that you're a whole person and that you're taking care of that. Vicarious trauma is something that a lot of persons are not aware of. That is a part of this job. And so when we find our colleagues and you can see that and you're like, okay, this is what you're going through. And so you're trying, in the busyness of it, you're trying to put your colleagues to say, you know something, yeah, you're taking care of other people. And one of the things that they always say, you have to put the mask on yourself before you can actually put it on someone. And that's hard for us. Just as in a plane, and if you have a child, your natural propensity is to put that mask on that child before you put it on yourself. So we're just encouraging our colleagues that this is very, very, very necessary, very, very necessary, not only for yourself, but for your clients, and then most importantly, so that you have some reservoirs left for your own families.
I love that analogy. I think that's a perfect note to end on. I believe that Social Workers Month is to support the people who help us and helping you put your mask on before you disseminate oxygen throughout the population in whatever form that might be. Ladies, I just want to say thank you for what you do and then for joining us this morning.
Thank you too.
And thank you for watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Meet Leno, your bridge to the future. Wealth planning, investments, corporate services, trust services, pension administration, fund administration, outsourced accounting, and payroll. When you think of financial solutions, think of Leno. Local or international, company or individual, Leno can help. Our team of skilled professionals has the experience and expertise needed for you to strive. Your goals are our goals and our priority. Leno will guide you to the right financial solution with the knowledge, resources, and support you need. Give us a call at 242-396-3225 or email us at info@lenobahamas.com to get started. Visit our website, www.lenobahamas.com, for more information today. Leno, your bridge to the future. Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
Focal Holdings Limited is proud of its consistent growth and the financial success it continues to bring to many Bahamians who invest in the company. Focal is committed to ensuring optimal financial performance for its shareholders. Focal's leadership remains focused on superior customer service and operational excellence across all sectors. Focal, fueling growth for people.
Welcome back. World Kidney Day was yesterday, and this year's theme is Kidney Health for All, advancing equitable access to care and optimal medication practice. With me now to discuss the awareness and impact of kidney disease is Dr. Frederick Smith, Clinical Director of Nephrology at Doctors Hospital Health System. Good morning, and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning, and thanks for having me.
All right, so can you talk a little bit about the importance of World Kidney Day?
So I think, like most organizations, there is some kind of time that they're going to just give a little bit more information or bring recognition to a particular area of need or illness. And in this case, March every year is World Kidney Day. And this year, I think the theme is making sure that, or it moves towards making sure we have access and equitable division of resources to everybody that has kidney disease.
What are some lifestyle changes that one can make to prevent and to manage kidney disease?
So, prevents. So what I would say is there's some things that aren't totally preventable because there are some genetic components of kidney disease. So mama got it, papa got it, you're probably going to have it as well. Things like polycystic kidney disease, you can't prevent it. But what you can do is you can control some of your complications, or you can slow down progression. So that we could talk about hypertension, diabetes, and of course we love these big meals, these supersized meals, the 2 meats on a Sunday, the 3 starches on the plate. So from the very beginning we talk about lifestyle changes. So lifestyle changes being decrease in sodium in your diet or the salt in it, because you know we love a well-seasoned pot, eh? So it's the seasoning to our foods, it's the amount of foods that we eat, it's the proportion of the foods. So maybe we should be taking away some of the starches, adding more protein, adding more vegetables. I think the dietitians talk about a third, and that kind of thing on the plate, so we should change that. Our exercise regimes, we have a very sedentary lifestyle in the Bahamas, I think. We go from air condition to air condition, especially when it's hot. And then when it's cool, we stay indoors to warm up because it's too cold to go outside to exercise anyways. So what we have to do, I think, is start to exercise a little bit more. They talk about an average of 30 minutes 3 times a week. We do that, plus diet, and just change the way we live. I think that will be a good start in slowing the progression of kidney disease.
Speaking of slowing the progression, how important is early detection in terms of managing that illness?
So, like most things, the earlier you get it or the earlier that you find that you have it, the easier it is to treat. Or even if it's not the easiest to treat, the more prolonged your treatment regime can be before you come to failure. So with kidney disease, our suggestion is that you do your annual physicals. So there's the prop for primary care, as well as the persons that are interested in the way their health is, i.e. So go to your doctors every year. Be careful of the things you do. The pain in the foot is not just a pain in the foot. Why? Because the pain in the foot means that you're going to take painkillers. Painkillers means that they put an added burden on the kidney. So even something as simple as that, I think that helps in early detection of disease. Because, here we go again at the same sort of thought process. So you go to the gym, and gym is healthy. You don't know that your gym is healthy. You don't know that you developed any sort of kidney disease, because to go into the gym if you're lifting weights means that to build muscle, you have to break muscle. When you break muscle, the breakdown products have to be excreted some way. The excretion of that breakdown muscle products means it goes through the kidneys. And if you're not drinking enough, if you're not drinking water, that is.
Not drinking.
Drinking enough water or alkalizing the urine a little bit, it means that those breakdown products from that healthy activity get stuck in the kidney. It causes a thing what they call rhabdomyolysis. And so if you don't notice, and the rhabdomyolysis may be muscle pain or it may be bubbly urine and protein in the urine. So if you don't go and check it out and you don't go and get your physicals, then you don't even know that something's happening.
You spoke on, just managing a healthy lifestyle, but for those who are dealing with, I guess, full-blown kidney disease, what are some things that they can do on a day-to-day basis to manage their symptoms?
Well, first of all, if you have full-blown kidney disease, it means you should be going to your doctor, and your doctor should be helping to guide you along with that. And what else you'll be doing on a day-to-day regime is, I think it goes back to another talk I had recently, creating a multidisciplinary approach to it. So it's not just you anymore. It's you, your family, your nurse, your psychologist, your sociologist, your doctor. It's an entire community that will help, because the changes that you make, since there's some genetic components, mean that the changes you probably should be making for your family members as well. So on a day-to-day, so break it down a little bit, on a day-to-day basis, you want to, depending what your kidney disease is, if it's diabetes, you want to make sure you have your exercise regime. You want to make sure that you limit the calories. We call it calorie counting. Weight Watchers call it counting the points. But you count the calories, or you count the carbohydrates, so that you decrease your body mass index, the ratio between your height and your weight. You decrease your arm circumference, you decrease your neck circumference. You make sure you don't have that big fat waist that most of us have that we call sexy in the Bahamas.
Are there, or have there been, any recent advancements in the field of nephrology that are exciting or promising?
So I'm not sure if they're real recent developments, but the exciting thing becomes real for me. So here we go. Okay. So Doctors Hospital, less than a month ago, we had this thing what we call the honor walk. And I'm sure it was all over the TVs, and a bad event, but a great outcome. So what I want to do is put in a plug for transplant. So we had this bad event where one of our law enforcement agents was actually knocked down, and then he was gracious enough, even in death, to offer life to about 9 other people. So what we did is we harvested organs. What he did was he gave kidneys, he gave liver. I'm talking all this business now, right? But it's out there already. So he gave kidneys, he gave liver, there's heart. And we know that once we have one organ donor, that we can have multiple organs. We can have even things that we don't think about. You can have eyes, you can have bones, you can have guts, you can have almost anything, skin. So what I would like to put a plug for in terms of advancement of kidney disease is transplantation. And in transplantation, not only do we have the person that gets it, or the people that get the organs that have another lease on life, But we have our heroes, because that's exactly what that officer was to us.
Yeah.
To an entire nation, he was a hero. He was an unsung hero. So I think that's what it is.
That whole story, you know, it was one of those things. I think it had pretty much everyone throughout the nation in tears, of course, for the tragedy, but also, like you said, you know, that honor walk, that recognizing that his life, even though he had lost it in a sense, was going to give so many other people an opportunity,
Absolutely.
a second chance.
A second chance.
At life. What message would you like to share as most important regarding the importance of prioritizing kidney health?
What would I share? So I think the most important thing has been said already. That kidney disease is something that you don't know you have. It's like hypertension. It's the silent killer, right? It's a lot of times you don't know that you have it until you have it. So the important thing that I would like to share with that is, please, let's make sure that we keep up with our primary care physicians. Let's make sure that when things are going different, because we don't want to call it wrong, right? When things are going different in our bodies, that we go to our physicians so we can get it checked out, because that's the only way that we're going to know. That blood test or that urine test may be the only thing that says, hey, your kidneys are starting to fail.
Well, very important. Stay in tune with your doctor. I mean, and it seems like the general rules prevail with most health conditions. Eat right, exercise, go out in the sun, don't stay inside all day. We were not made for AC all day. Breathe fresh air and pay attention.
Yep. And for our kids, please, 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 stop letting the electronic devices raise them. Take them outside. They need to play hopscotch. They need to play rounders. Whatever it is, they need to start to be a little bit more active. If not, you're going to get a lot of kids that look like me too early in life.
Well, hopefully our parents will heed that warning. Thank you so much for talking with us this morning.
It's always my pleasure.
And thank you for watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Do you have a business idea that is innovative or creative? Well, I've got some great news for you. The Grand Bahama Port Authority has launched its new business diversity waiver. The business diversity waiver applies to new businesses only, and all successful applicants will receive their first year business license fee at a discounted rate or free. In order to be eligible, the new business should create a minimum of 2 jobs, meet all zoning requirements, and not fall into a business category that is considered saturated or restricted, such as clothing, beauty supplies, liquor stores, or takeout restaurants, just to name a few. If your business model does fall into a saturated category, it must include a special component, something that sets it apart from the others. With a business diversity waiver, we encourage you to think out of the box, using your talents and hobbies creatively to jumpstart your entrepreneurial journey today. For more information or to apply, contact us at 350-9050 or at info@gbpa.com.
I used to think of the bank as my personal ATM machine. If I wanted a new car, new furniture, a weekend trip to Miami, no problem, just max out the credit card or top up my loan. I was a big baller until I realized that 75% of my salary was going to pay back all those loans. Fidelity's personal financial coaching was the best solution. Fidelity gave me a plan with a debt consolidation loan that has a built-in savings that pays 5% interest. I now only have one low monthly payment plus money in my pocket. Give Fidelity Bank a call at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit any of Fidelity's locations or visit a website at fidelitygroup.com.
The Your device is very affordable. It allows you to increase your internet connectivity. You are able to do away with the buffering, say goodbye to the dead spots. It gives them a much more stable connection. Their customers are able to view their digital menus. The establishment is able to stream. It allows for everyone, the customers and the business operators, to have a much more robust and stable internet connectivity.
Good morning and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We have been having a fabulous show this morning. We were able to talk with some representatives from the Social Workers Association who talked about Social Workers Month. Please show some love and respect for the social workers that you know. They're doing an incredible work trying to support our communities and particularly the most vulnerable among us. We also talked about World Kidney Day with Dr. Frederick Smith. And the importance of maintaining your kidney health. If you notice anything, he said that's not necessarily wrong, but that's different about your body, make sure to speak with your doctor. We've got more great stuff in the second half. We'll be talking with Team Bahamas, who will be competing at the Carifta Swimming and Open Water Championships. And we'll hear how Aquinas College is encouraging students to reconnect with the environment. But before all that, we'll take a second look at weather with Godfrey Burnside.
This is Weather at Sunrise.
Sunday, those winds are southerly at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 northwest Bahamas, east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 central Bahamas, and easterly at 15 knots, sea 2 to 5 feet over the southeastern islands. Your tides. Just had a low tide at 6:48 this morning. Next high tide will be at 39 minutes past midday. Low again this evening at 6:49. Sunset 7:17 this evening. Rising west 7:17. UV index 8. Your water temperature 76 degrees Fahrenheit. And the moon phase now moving towards the first quarter. Your extended look, lovely weekend snow weather-wise. That high pressure continues to be dominant across the islands. Lots of sunshine, very warm temperatures, slight chance of spotty showers, though temperature of the weekend will be in the mid-upper 80s at daytime, at nighttime in the lower 70s. That pressure on your follow could weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Gabrielle.
Thanks, Godfrey. The Bahamas Aquatics Federation has chosen over 30 swimmers for Team Bahamas to compete in the Carifta Swimming and Open Water Championships, which take place March 28th through April 7th. Joining us now are Coach Travano McPhee and some members of the team, including Tiah Seymour, Siann Dijon Simmons, and Tristin Ferguson. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning.
All right, so Coach, actually, can you introduce the team for us?
Yeah, so to my right, we have Tiah Seymour, Siann Tristin Ferguson, and Dijon Simmons.
So can you share how the last chance swim meet went and why it's important, or what it means for Team Bahamas as we move forward?
Yeah, the last chance meet went excellent. We had some great swims. We had swimmers who were abroad come down to compete, and it really shows fitness. It really gets the guys ready to race, get their mindset around racing and competition. So I felt the last chance went very well.
What are your expectations for Team Bahamas as they prepare for Carifta and hopefully to obtain a number 6 sweep of the swimming Carifta championships?
Yeah, so the goal is to try and get 6 straight. Obviously, we're home on our home soil. We'll be in front of our home crowd, and we always know that Bahamians like to, show off in front of our home crowd. So I encourage all Bahamians to come out and support us as we try for 6 straight.
Has that played into any nerves in getting ready for this year's competition?
No, I feel this is a veteran team. Like I say, we have 5 straight championships under our belt. Most of these swimmers, if not all, have never lost a Carifta championships. So to start now on our home soil, I don't see us, doing that. So very excited. We are getting prepared. We have 2 weeks left. The first competition starts on Saturday the 30th. So just fine-tuning some detail stuff and getting ready. And ready to bring home 6 straight.
Now I have to switch to the stars of the show. We're getting ready to represent the Bahamas. Hopefully the whole country and the Caribbean will be watching. How does it feel to be getting prepared to represent your country?
Getting prepared to represent our country is an honor, first and foremost. To be able to swim in front of your home country, all the Bahamians, like Coach said, to show some pride and dignity, to show that we could bring home that 6 straight is a glory, and just to do what we have to do best.
How do you plan to approach this competition, both as an individual and then as a team?
I plan for individually, I plan to get in as much practice as I can, work hard each practice, make sure I focus on proper details, everything Coach says to me, and as a team, try to keep everybody from getting nervous, keep everybody hyped, and keep the momentum going.
Anybody else?
I'd say, in my opinion, as a team and individually, to stay healthy, because a lot of stuff going around, like people getting sick a lot, and they keep practicing, stay focused, and don't be nervous.
How is it important to have that crowd, particularly of Bahamian supporters, in the audience while you're competing?
Well, it's really important. It shows how much persons really show dedication to the sport, and it keeps everybody hyped, get everybody ready to swim, try to break those nervous barriers anybody have, and gets us going.
Ladies, we're being shy. How are you preparing? What are you looking forward to about the competition?
Just a good mindset, positive attitude, and try not to miss any practice, trying to stay healthy. To also stay healthy, try to make finals, to try and make your team proud.
The Carifta Aquatics team, this is a very elite team, and I heard that there weren't any guarantees that you would actually get on the team. How did it feel to be selected?
I felt really honored and surprising. For me, it was a shock for sure, but I was genuinely happy.
Coach, what message do you have for the community and fans as Team Bahamas prepares for these championships?
Right, so just what we spoke about, the energy and the crowd. I've seen it for years. These swimmers feed off of that energy, the atmosphere, the cowbells, the drums. So I encourage all Bahamians, like I keep saying, to please come out and support our swimmers. Right, these are champions, and they will feed off the energy, they will feed off of the noise, and they will respond to 6 straight championships.
Anecdotally, I would have observed that swimming seems to be a sport that requires a lot of dedication from both the students and the parents. Do you think the public has an idea of the kind of commitment and dedication, early mornings, late evenings, that is shown, the requirements that it takes?
Yeah, you can ask some of our swim moms and swim dads who have to get up every morning, right? This is a very tiring sport. It's a very, you have to be dedicated to the sport, and you can't serve 2 masters. So majority of these swimmers who are on this team, this is their only sport that they do. Before school, after school, they're in the pool, they see the sun rise, they see the sun set in the pool. So it's an honor to see them accomplish, 5 straight, going for 6 straight, and just coming together as a Bahamian team as one.
And I want to switch that back to you guys. Obviously, there's a lot of tax on your parents, but there's a lot of tax on you. You could be sleeping in that extra hour. You could be going out in the evening with your friends, or I don't know, playing online games. I don't know what you young people do these days. But you could be doing things that are fun. But I mean, this is also fun. But why is this so important to you to pursue this sport and this goal?
For me, personally, it's the enjoyment of the sport. All that hard training we get to do, go in the morning practices, come in the afternoon practice, have to be in the gym. When you get to race, it's a different type of enjoyment. You race in person, just speed, someone faster than you, just the pride and the privilege to go out there and swim your best.
Now, did each of you compete last year?
So we have 2 veterans and 2 first-timers here.
Okay.
Right.
So for our veterans, have you figured out a strategy on how to outperform your performance last year?
I'd say just to stay focused, and since we're home, it's like in a better environment, a better crowd. So as it was back then, you're in a different place, so you would always, but some people would make up the excuse that if you were home, you would have swum better. But now that we're home, we'll see what happens.
Oh, no more excuses. Are you nervous now? Because again, you said you competed overseas. Now your friends from school, your cousins, your grandma, your auntie, everybody who didn't get to make necessarily that first one is going to be there. Does that raise the stakes for you?
In a way, sort of. But since we're home, I just stay calm, do my job as a swimmer, and to make Team Bahamas win the 6th straight.
And to our ladies, this is your debut at Carifta. How are you mentally preparing? Of course, you talked about the discipline and the training, but just to be swimming in front of such a large crowd, it seems like it might be the first time that you're doing this. It's going to be a televised event. So how are you getting yourself prepared?
To be honest, it's just, like I said before, it's a mindset, have other people encourage you and just stay focused.
Also get in your mindset, probably get into your flow, listen to music.
And we talked about the hard work, we talked about the early mornings, late nights, and the dedication. But let's talk about the fun a bit. What do you enjoy most about being a swimmer? And I'll have everybody answer that one.
What I enjoy most is probably making new friends from different countries.
For me, it's also making new friends and just the adrenaline of the races and everything.
The pump I get out of racing any and everybody.
Just the environment overall. Swimming is just something there from young, and I just enjoyed it growing up.
It's part of who you are.
Yeah.
Coach, when you look at these young people, they've worked hard, they're preparing for this big moment. Do you feel kind of like a surrogate parent in this case?
I feel proud to see them reach their goals, I watched some of these guys from they were 6, 7 years old, to graduate high school, to further their degree, take their next step in life to college, to swim in college, receive scholarships. All of that is, makes it all worth it. The early mornings, the late nights, the arguing, having to tell them to get in the pool, that's one more. So all of that, makes me feel proud and very happy to see them, reach those goals.
With that in mind, can you make a final appeal to the public about being there, where they can buy tickets, what time the events are taking place, and
Yeah, so we start on the 30th of March, first day of competition. It's a 4-day competition. It'll start Saturday through Tuesday. We will have morning sessions, which will be the heats, and then we'll have finals in the night. But it's going to be very exciting, and I encourage everyone to come out and get tickets. The venues are online. I don't have them in front of me, but you'll be able to find tickets online, and also at certain other venues. But you can reach out to the Bahamas Federation, the Bahamas Aquatics, and get all that information. The 5th day is going to be our open water event, which we haven't talked about here. So we're going to have 4 days of swimming and then 1 day of open water, which is going to be very exciting. We have a lot of open water swimmers who are just participating in that event only. So they'll be preparing and watching their swimmers for the 4-day cheer in the morning, and then the 5th day will be their turn where the swimmers will turn around and go and cheer them on. So I encourage all BMers, like I say, come out and support these swimmers. They need your support. They need that energy, and they really feed off of that. So I encourage all BMers to come out and support your BMers, right? Your champions.
So you have a chance to be entertained, inspired, and cheer on your country, share your national pride. Well, I wish all the best to you. I hope that in a couple of weeks we are back here talking about your 6th consecutive championship. But that's the only outcome that I will accept. So thank you all for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
And thank you for watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Here are 3 young people who stopped attending high school and got disengaged in their educational journey due to the pandemic. Today, they are proudly taking their walk all over the place because they took advantage of BTVI's Smart Start initiative. All high school students in New Providence and the Family Islands can participate in free hands-on learning to improve employability, learn basic literacy and numeracy skills, and earn a BTVI certificate in automotive mechanics, beauty and construction trades, or fashion in only 14 weeks for full-time participants or 24 weeks for part-time. Don't count yourself out. Do what they did and enroll today. Email smartstart@btvi.edu.ps or call 502-6300 so you can take your walk anywhere in life.
One thing, 2 things. New thing, old things. Things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
African Things is your one-stop shop for everything African. Make a bold fashion statement with vibrant colors and intricate patterns inspired by the beauty of Africa. Find trendy contemporary looks for every occasion and enjoy custom tailoring. Shop jewelry, purses, art, cosmetics, and much more. African Things is located in the Dugard Plaza, Palmdale, next to McDonald's. Open Tuesday to Saturday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come get your African Things.
Focal Holdings Limited is proud of its consistent growth and the financial success it continues to bring to many Bahamians who invest in the company. Focal is committed to ensuring optimal financial performance for its shareholders. Focal's leadership remains focused on superior customer service and operational excellence across all sectors. Focal, fueling growth for people.
Do you have a business idea that is innovative or creative? Well, I've got some great news for you. The Grand Bahama Port Authority has launched its new Business Diversity Waiver. The Business Diversity Waiver applies to new businesses only, and all successful applicants will receive their first-year business license fee at a discounted rate or free. In order to be eligible, the new business should create a minimum of 2 jobs, meet all zoning requirements, and not fall into a business category that is considered saturated or restricted, such as clothing, beauty supplies, liquor stores, or takeout restaurants, just to name a few. If your business model does fall into a saturated category, it must include a special component, something that sets it apart from the others. With a Business Diversity Waiver, we encourage you to think out of the box, using your talents and hobbies creatively to jumpstart your entrepreneurial journey today. For more information or to apply, contact us at 350-9050 or at info@gbpa.com.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Alive Business SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Alive Business at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Welcome back. Aquinas College urges students to engage in efforts to improve the world through various programs. One such initiative, called the REinitiative, emphasizes environmental responsibility and aims to empower students to actively contribute to environmental conservation and sustainability. With me now to tell us about the Peace Pond and other initiatives as a part of the REinitiative program are Mrs. Hutchinson, Miss Hutchinson, Miss H, right, as she's formerly known. And tell me your name again, my friend. DeLon Evans. DeLon, what do you do here at Aquinas, DeLon? What is your participation in the Peace Pond?
I'm the president of the environmental club here at Aquinas College, and I'm also part of the debate team.
Fantastic. So we've been hearing about this REinitiative program. We know about the Peace Pond. We know about Earth's Eden and the Labyrinth. Just tell us from a high level how this program aims to empower students in environmental conservation and sustainability.
Well, certainly one of the profiles of a Catholic graduate, one of those principles is to be an environmentally conscious person. And so with these initiatives that you just mentioned, it certainly is a way to give concrete awareness to being environmental stewards. With the labyrinth we would have visited, that takes us back to the source of the environment, the creator. And now here at the Peace Pond, certainly inserting a space that has water and life, it brings in another sense of stewardship where students are invited to be responsible not only for their physical environments, but also responsible for a life in the form of animals that they will have responsibility of taking care of, because it is a student-led initiative. And so teams will have to be trained in terms of pond care and animal care, and we will hope to carry out our theme, which is excellence is a habit, and do that as environmental stewards.
Fantastic. All of that sounds wonderful. We've been seeing it come to life here behind us in the background. Tell us a little bit on how this initiative got started and some of your club's involvement.
Well, during the beginning of last year, actually, Ms. Hutchinson had conceived the idea, and we thought, why not create something where we can bring up environmental awareness to our students? It's very easy to simply say, oh, it's a pond, it's pretty. But although nature is pretty, there's a science to it. And we want to teach our students that. Not only is there a science, but there's also responsibility. Now, as Ms. Hutchinson mentioned, we look for this pond to give students responsibility and ownership of the environment. And that's the whole thing about being man. God gave us this planet to ensure that we take care of it. And giving students this small piece of earth allows them to see the very delicate balance between man and nature.
And we must be in tune with nature and one with nature. And as I stand here, I'm hearing the birds chirping. We're standing in the cool of the shade. I can just fast forward to when this is done and we're hearing water trickling in the pond and there's freshwater turtles and native plants. How do you hope to utilize this space once it's all completed?
I hope to utilize this space by encouraging my peers to learn. The pond will be a beautiful sight, of course, but we want them to take that beauty and dissect it. We want them to see it for what it is. It's nature, it's an ecosystem, it's a part of the environment. And I want this pond to teach us to be one with nature, as you stated, and also to give us an ability to step back and not be selfish, but also give back to nature.
Right, a nature of giving, a nature of partnership, a nature of stewardship. As a teacher here, and you see how students go about their day-to-day lives on campus throughout the school year, how do you see the Peace Bond fitting into their day-to-day activities while they're here on campus?
Well, generally speaking, as a society, more and more we're becoming a selfish people. We also don't necessarily recognize the value of the earth until something goes wrong. And so from my perspective, again, it's engaging students primarily in awareness that everything that is a part of the environment, human beings included, is interconnected. And once we begin to destroy any part of that environment, ourselves included, then there's a breakdown. And that's a recipe for potential disaster.
Well, if there's one thing that I've been learning walking around this campus is you definitely can enhance your surroundings, be one with nature, and find a way to give back. And as you said, give back not only in a physical way and give back to your peers, but once again, give back to the world around us so it lasts on into perpetuity. And that's what sustainability is all about. Before we go, any closing words you want to send to your fellow students who might be involved with all of the REinitiative programs on campus?
Continue to push forward. This planet was given to us by God, and it's only by us that it can sustain itself. We've caused so much damage over the last 100 years, and this generation, my peers, we have to ensure that we start to reconstruct what we've damaged and ensure that the world is a better place for not only us, but the future generations to come.
Hear, hear. Very well said. I think I'm ready to go jump in this pond. Oh, there's no water in it yet, but don't worry, that's coming up in a few weeks. We appreciate you being on the show with us, showing us all of your initiatives as a part of the REinitiative program, and looking forward to taking a walk around here and enjoying all the sights and sounds for years to come. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. Jump in a peace bond today. Spread peace. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Ria Christina, and I'm super excited to be the new host of You and Your Money, local international banks that has actually been closing some of their branches. It actually gives me an opportunity to share my views, my take on the financial matters. Even when we think about what's happening globally, we still have a lot of work to do in terms of having to educate business owners as to the importance, the economic impact, and how it is that we can look at improving the Bahamian economy. $1 billion. That's how much we spend every year importing food in this country. It also gives me an opportunity to have conversations, and that's meaningful conversations with thought leaders within our community, even having to see how it is that we can work together or even the opportunities that may exist for many Bahamians. So I'm excited to be here and looking forward to the great conversations that's to come. Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. It has been a great show today. I feel like it's the perfect kickoff to the weekend. I know I'm looking forward to my weekend because I plan to enjoy more events at the Nassau Paradise Island Wine and Food Festival, which is happening at Atlantis this weekend. You definitely want to be there if you can. If you can't, obviously Dr. Smith talked about getting some fresh air. There's a great weekend to go outside, go to the beach, spend some time with your family, make it a fun experience as you invest in your longevity. Have a restful weekend and come back and see us on Monday.